So today what we learn is, so far actually we learned about collections is, we learned about array list, we learned about linked list, we learned about set, tree set, map, uh, also tree map, right? These are all the things we learned about in the prior classes. Today we learned about some utility classes within this one. So the utility class comes up again, training, collections. So let me create. So what we learned about today, right? Java.util.arrays. So if you go there, if you go there, actually there are many methods available here. Okay. Uh, uh, Primarily we will be using as list. Okay. And also we'll be using copy of. Okay. Uh, we will be using equals also. Again, that comes while there are many methods, actually we will use for specific purpose different things. Actually mostly we'll be using these are all the things. Array or sort also will be using it. uh, Stream, this also will use it. So we'll learn one by one today. So first thing is that what is arrays dot as list. So let's say actually you got all the list items here, args, right? Now I want to convert them into a array list. In yesterday algorithm also, like that's what we actually iterated and did that one, right? So if I want to convert this as a list, uh, or let's take string, I'm defining all the array list here. So I'm declaring as array. Now for various reasons, actually array is not enough for me because there is no collections here. So one way is to convert this one. I will write the private method so that it will be easy for you. If I want to convert them into array list, what I will do, one simple method is actually I will create list string new array list names list dot add. There is a method called add all. I can use this one, names array. So this will convert me all the list to the list. Add all. Okay, add all is not a collection. No. So I don't need to make. Yeah, what I will can do. Uh, I can use collections API here. Collections dot uh, yeah, this is the one, right? I should add all. So I'm adding to the name list. What I'm adding? My collections, this names array. So initially the names array will be 0. So after that, actually, let's start printing if it is added everything. Okay, so let's run this one. This is one way actually. What I'm doing, I'm using collections util method to add all elements, and I'm passing a empty array list. Okay, and then passing the list of elements. Let's see how it works. Yes, initially it is 0, size this is 0, right? Nothing is there, and after adding it, see all the elements are added. So it's just what it does, it copies from names array all the elements and it adds to this one. But every time actually we may not be using this one. Uh, so another, okay, now actually if I want to add any new element, right? Let's say delta. Let's see if it permits. No issues, right? It permits. Okay. Collections that add all. What we learn be in this example? Okay. Collections dot add all will iterate all the array elements and add to the list. It we can still add more elements to the list. This is very important here. We can still add more elements to the list, or even if the list is not empty, let's say list is not empty, right? Add del list has already one element. Let's see actually what happens. List has already epsilon, and we still added a new elements, and we can do this one. So this is the advantage of this one. Collection, I mean, there is no advantage, disadvantage here, right? Basically, if your business case is to add some elements to the list, then you can use collections that add up. If it is an array where you cannot do that one. So if it is same list, right, uh, you can simply add. What I will do, I will add also notice here. So what I will do, okay, same way I will create a string. So here, right, I don't want to keep adding add statement every time, but I want to add in a single line. So what I can do, I can add, instead of going and adding everywhere, list.add, I can add here itself. So you need to create, how you can add it? You need to add array list followed by brackets, and we need to have two curly brackets here two floor brackets here, and we can add within that one. So I have added elements here, right? So what I will do, I want to call this one, and I want to pass names list. I have added all 5 elements here. I want to add 6th element in here. Or okay, I want to add another 2 elements to my list, delta, right? So what I will do, one way is already adding here epsilon zeta. One way I can add in this one, but there might be a business case. Okay, there might be a business case where you already have another list like this. I'll keep them. In your methods or wherever actually you have, there might be already a new class, new list like this. So, and you want to add to the existing list. So simply you can use names list dot add all, because both are collections, both extends the same type. You can simply use collections. Here, new names list. This will add all the list. Not notice that actually here, that's what I said, right? Pass by reference. Here the return type is void. I'm adding to this list. If I add to the list, okay, before calling, what's the list size? Look into this one. System.out.println. My list is names list. I'm not calling this one for the time being. Okay, after adding, my listing, let's run this one and see. So what I'm doing here, I have 4 elements here. I'm passing to the add more elements to the list method. Here I am using the add all method, but this is a void return type. But still actually, because it's a pass by reference is something like first let's see actually here, execute it and see. My list is this one. After adding the elements also, I am still, there is no return here, but still we can see that all the elements are added. I think I already told about this one, pass by reference, but one more time again I'm reiterating what is pass by reference. So when you create a list, right, any all objects in all objects in Java are passed by reference only. Let's say actually you created a list when my list equals to new array list. This is what you created. All right. So what happens when you do this one? As soon as actually new it here, right? Java will create a memory allocation for this one. So what's the memory allocation? It creates of certain size, right? Let's say it creates, let's say 10 size. It creates a 10 size, and this will be like a, as you know that it's an array, right? So it's pointer, it points to a memory location. Let's say uh, when you print array list, right, it will show something some number. It shows some number, hash number, actually it will show it. And this is pointed to this one. As of now, it is empty. As of now, it is empty, pointing to a new list. By doing this one, actually it is there. Now, right, when you add a new element, mylist.add alpha. So what it do? It will go and add a new element here as alpha at 0th location. Again, look, because this is a array list. Let's see. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This 0th location, it is added. Now what you are doing, you can keep adding whatever the numbers. What you are doing here, you implemented another method, public void add more elements, and you are passing in list of string. So you are implementing another method here. And here what you are doing, instead of you adding, okay, you are calling this method add more elements, and you are passing this one, my list. So what happens now, right? When you do this one, this guy, whenever you add, actually this my list is nothing but actually this guy. This my list, though actually for you it's a my list actually in name, but in program it is nothing but this guy. In JVM actually, where it is doing this one, my list, it interprets that okay, this is the one, and this is referencing this one. Now what you are doing here, you are just passing the same thing here. My list, you are passing the same thing here. You are not passing this one. You are passing just the memory reference. And this guy will come here. From here, this guy will come here. Right? Now, if you do anything, add here, something like this. Now, let's say you are adding, this is names list, right? Beta. So what it is still pointing to same address, right? It is still you are still having the same list, just the reference actually you are passing it. List is somewhere else. So it will go and add it here, no matter what actually, whether you are returning it or not, actually it will go and add it here. So here the list size is here size is 1. After this statement, size is 1, right? After here, after executing this size, if you notice, if here this size equals to 2. That's where actually Java use, or it's not list or anything. Everything is passed by reference in Java, except primitive values, primitive data types like int, double, or float, all the except that one. Everything in Java is a pass by reference. So let's say the same example. What you are doing here, here. Here, let's say you created Apple. This is a class Apple. Okay, where you have color.
Oh, sir.
Yes. Any questions somebody is asking?
No, sir.
Okay. This is your class. Okay. Instead here, what you are doing here, when you say this is your defined class, let's say, and here what you are doing, Apple A equals to new Apple. As soon as you do this one, what happens is, just 1 second. Okay, now what happens is this Apple will be this one. Maybe in somewhere actually it is representing in a different format. Apple. Okay, this is how actually it is created. Now let's say this is something memory reference. This will point to this one. Now, when you say Apple, right? This A is actually pointing to this one, and actually it is representing a address location. It's something like your house number, right? Your house number will be something like different combinations, right? Like a ward number, street numbers, etc. So, but your actual location is where it is there. Uh, something like that. Like for example, let's say how will you say that your house number? You will say that it's a flat number 100 or flat number 202. What that's where that one? Let's say it's some apartment. It's something like you are in a some let's say Vijayata apartments. Flat number 102 is your address. So if you want to give it to the postal address, you will give like this. But actually your address, I mean, this is your reference actually. This is not your home, right? This is actually A representing to your home. These two words are actually representing to your home. This is the name and this is actual home. So every time when you work with uh, objects, you will not directly work on that object, but instead actually will take holding of that names. Here actually A, right? A actually representing something actually which is there. Now if you say A dot A, if you say A dot color equals to red, what happens? It goes and updates here. Initially it is empty. Okay. Now it will go and update color red. I'm just giving a different representation. We don't know like how actually it goes and updates it. Okay. When you say now A dot weight equals to 1 kg, it goes and updates here weight 1 kg. Okay. Likewise, it's actually you are not updating, you are not working on directly the memory. Your program only takes a reference and gives the instructions, and those instructions are copied by JVM to the appropriate place. It just A or this one is actually a like anchor. You can say that you can holding that one. Now let's say that calculate price is there. And here actually we are passing Apple B here. You change reference variable as B. It does not matter. Now here, what you are doing, calculate price, and you are passing A here. A here, right? So what you are passing, only this one here. A is nothing but you are passing this one. And it will, same thing will come here also. Even though it is B, in internally, it is the same reference and it is holding same thing. It is still holding same object, same physical object. Okay. Now here you can set that B dot price equals to 100. Now it will go and update. Same thing here. Price 100. As long as you are passing the same thing, it comes to same value here. For example, that's why actually, for example, actually you create a new Apple B equals to new Apple. In this case, what it does, it goes and creates another copy. Maybe let's okay. Now if I say B, what happens, right? this will be created a different object. This will be created like a different object. Let's say that may be like a numbers or any random thing. And this will create another object like this, holding this. This is actually pointing to this one, and this is internally pointing to this one. I mean, these are not there yet. So this B here is pointing to same thing, and this B, because it's associated with a new, it created a new address. Whenever actually you create new, right, that time it will generate a new object. That means new object means new house, new address. Okay. Are you able to understand this pass by reference?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's why, I mean, there is always, I mean, one more time, actually, let's actually create a private static class here, same Apple. I will take a minute to explain. Okay. Now let's comment out this one for the time being. Use your yes. In another way, let's say actually if you take that any homes, right? I think everybody, most of the people are in Hyderabad, right? Let's take. I'm trying to give like a more relevant example. Okay, Vajra. Let's go to their website. I mean, just I'm hypothetically taking one example. Okay. Let's go to any of the project. Vrindavan. See, here it is 4 plans. If you notice, these are the 4 plans. If they have only 6 floor plans, that doesn't mean that actually they are constructing only 6 homes, right? They are constructing like a number of homes, one depending on the 4 plan, like wherever it comes. So they mentioned it right here. See, this 4 plan comes in these homes. I mean, this wherever it is there, right? So these are all the places actually in their towers. These 4 plans will come. Where it comes, this 4 plans is associated with these numbers. And these 4 plans is available at least 100 homes. That's what actually here it is. When I say Apple, this is just a plan, your 4 plan. When you are constructing, let's for simplicity's sake, actually I will pass in the constructor itself. Okay, now right, this is just a, imagine that this is just a plan. When it will come to more realistic, right? When you construct it. So now when you construct it, Apple A equals to right Next is my weight or color. Weight is 1 kg, price is 100. This is different from new apple. Okay. This is different from this one. Now actually, as I mentioned here, there are, with this floor plan, there are many homes associated with this one. Hundreds of homes actually, right? With this floor plan, there will be like hundreds of homes, each located in here, 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 here. Again, as per the tower size, it goes these many homes there. So same way, appeal is only a plan, what you want to be there in the structure, how it is that one. This is where actually the more realistic value. This is actually, as I mentioned, like your flat number 102, right? This flat number 102 is the same floor plan. Flat number 103, or okay, not 103. 202 is the same floor plan because it's a next floor, right? Generally, 302 will be the same floor plan. 402 is as the floor height goes, it will be like a same home plan, but doesn't mean that it is the same home, right? It home again, for each flat, each address, there is a different home. As and then when construct, it will go and you will get address. Same way here also, like if I say now, let's say I'm just printing A here, and here I'm printing B. Let's see what happens. It just prints some random address value here. It is something ending with F4, 8FC. These are nothing but actually address locations. Like how you will get like a 102, 202, 302, right? These are address locations of the actual object. Now it goes apple, it goes and it has its own life now. Meaning this 102 has its own property, its own life, right? Like somebody is living into that one, everything, like it has its own life cycle. It has its own life cycle, right? When it is occupied, when somebody is coming, when I can borrow this one and all, actually it's there, right? So when I can rent it and all, actually these are like a home life cycles. Every home has a different life cycle. Same way, this object, right? Once it is created, it has its own life. What you are doing with this one, what modifications you are doing to this one, it has its own life. So now these, though actually the values, everything is same, still they are not same. Let's say actually if system.out.println, if A equals to B, I'm putting a condition. If A equals to B, equals to is a condition, right? So I'm asking is A equals to B. What it has to say, it has to say either true or false, right? But in this case, all the values are same. So generally people will expect it is true, but no, it's not true. What it do, it just does a postman job. Here, it takes this one, okay, goes to this one. That's what postman will do, right? What he will do, he will only take, okay, if your address says that 102, he will go and put it in the 102 address. If our address is saying that 202, your address says that, okay, you can tell postman that no, it is also my address. Actually, why you are not giving? Because whatever there in the address, he will just do that one. So here, right, when you say equals, it only compares the object references. That's why actually it's not it only compares the object reference values, means address values. It's not equal. So it is throws that one. If we want to really check that one, right? You need to implement equals method here. Implement. I will let it actually create through so you need to implement through equals methods. This equals method will check it. Now let's see, actually, even if you do that, right, it won't actually print it. It's not enough actually. Still false. What you need to do in order to check the object equality, you need to call equals. Now it's returns true because it's going and checking the content. Is everything is same? Something like the floor plan is same. Okay, now you are saying that both are same, right? What is same? Actually, it will go and check it like is the living whoever living in that flat is same as whoever living in 202. Right? Then if both are same, okay, this is your address. You have two addresses like that. Actually, you can say that. But at the same time, now let's say I can create apple C equals to A. What it means? Println C now. I am creating a different variable, but assigning the same reference actually. Let's run this one and let it show. It's 7A95, right? A is located at 7A95. Here it is 7A95. So in the previous example, instead of flat 102, this Vijeta apartments actually where it is, I mean, not Vijeta, Vrindavan highlights. For example, this is Vrindavan highlights is your apartment name. But actually, this is also associated with the address, right? It's not, this is what the address, right? So if yeah, this is what actually the address may be, right? That's what it is. Like here, though we are assigning another variable, it is still pointing to the same one, but just alias to that one. So in our previous example, right, though I am passing B here, just alias there. Its reference is not changing. The price is updated on A only. But whereas here in B, I'm creating a new object for that one. That means new entire life I'm giving to that apple. That has a complete different data and that cannot be equal with the same A. Okay. Those two things. One is all in Java, all objects are passed by reference. So now let's say, I mean, if you want to see that practically, I can show that. Now, let's say actually here, same. Okay, I'm setting the price here. Let's say this price is 10. Now what I will do, calculate price. I'll pass A here, right? I'm passing. Now after doing this one, let's print A price. I'm just printing A dot price. Let's see like what happens. See, I'm setting 10 here, but what it is printing? It is printing 100. It's not only printing 100 here. Let's say I want to print at C as well, because A is pointing to B, and B price, let's see what it is. Let's say B price, I will say B100. B100, okay. 1 minute. Yeah, so the B price is different here. Okay, so B price is coming here, but A price is actually I gave like 110, right? In calculate price, I changed to 100. So in calculate price, wait, I changed to 100. When I change to 100, look at this. This line printed 100, yes, as expected. Okay, this line is printed 100, and also this price is printed 100. It's not printing 10. It's also printed 100 because it is also pointing to the same of this one. Okay, and but B, this price is not changed because I didn't call any calculate price for this one. So that's what actually, again, I want to reiterate that in Java, all objects are passed by reference. Same thing actually, if we do private void calculate price int a equals to a plus 1. So you are saying that, let's say you are passing some value, but you are saying that it's a plus 1. Let's see that case also. These are primitive data types. Primitive data types are passed by value. Means there is no, for primitive data types, there is no reference, right? So they will go as is 5. Means if here 5 comes, here it will become 6. Okay, but not actually it is reflected as a 6 there. So let's say this value okay, a here. So what I'm doing here, example dot calculate price. So my price here Apple in a equals to 100. Okay, I'm passing a. Now say z, just for example. Now I'm passing system dot out dot println z value after method. So what it comes, the z here is 100. I'm passing here to the one. I'm just incrementing the value. Here also, let's take Z for simplicity's sake. Z value in method will be, here it will be like a 101. Okay, because it's incrementing. 100 is coming here, 101, but it does not reflect here. Here you will see still 100 only. Let's see that by running it. Z value in method is 101. First, actually, we were passing 100 here. Into Z value is 100. Z value in method is 101. But when you come out of that one, it's still 100 only. So all primitive data types in Java to a method are passed by value. They will go value only. They will not change it when you change in the method. But the rest of things, like all objects, any objects, it may be your Java object, or it may be your own object, are passed by value. Sorry, passed by reference. Okay, any questions on that one? Any questions? Srujana, Shravani, Dharani? Hello. Hello. Okay. Now let's come back to our examples. So we learned about adding this one, right? But there is one more method where in some cases actually you want to restrict uh, somebody not to add any more elements once you create it. Okay. In all the cases actually we are permitting to add it. In some cases actually you want to make or you don't want to add any more elements. For example, actually, let's say Smriti is creating a student list. Okay, those are actually top 10 student list that she figured it out and she created as a list. But when she created the list, she want to make sure that this list is unmodifiable. Like nobody can modify the data. Like they instead of, let's say, top 10 students, right? In maybe if she gives the same list to somebody else, right? Like awards and all, right? She wants to make sure that whatever the list she passed, they want to use the same one. They don't want to modify it in between the program. What she can do, she can use create but if she do like this, right? Somebody is modifying it one, right? Somebody is adding a new list, somebody is doing changing to this list. So there is a method called, you can create unmodifiable list by making this one. Let's say here what I'm doing, I am creating private void present awards. Here list of students are there. So in my list, actually top one is when I pass here, right? Top one is alpha. Name that this is unmodified list. I'm using it and I'm passing top one is top one ranker, for example. What I will do here, somebody actually wrote a somebody in your somebody they want to favor some other student. What they did, they add, right? Always the first element is, let's say, no, you are saying alpha. Okay, now I am sending, I am presenting zeta as my uh, first student, and you can see that these are my sequence now. So let's comment out all unnecessary code here. Okay, now this is what my student list. Now what I'm doing, example dot present awards. So Smriti created, figured it out. Actually, there are 4 brilliant students. I want to give them award. What here actually somebody did, okay, you send me four items, right? So there are still 4 students, but instead of your list, actually I am putting my own guy to the list. Let's see the list side. What happened? When you add 0, right? Here, it shifted alpha to the next one, and zeta came actually, some else. And the 4th guy actually is omitted. Delta is gone. Zeta came as a first. This is dangerous programming, right? When you pass somebody, you need to make sure that the object by reference sometimes is good, sometimes is not good. So how can you avoid this kind of situations, especially when you are passing sensitive information that nobody can modify it? So that's where you can go with, instead of just specifying it as a uh, empty array list, what you do, you can create unmodifiable list, collections dot unmodifiable list. If you create this one, people cannot modify this list. Right? So what it does is it creates a immutable list. You can say that when you do this one, people cannot modify that one. Let's try doing that one. See what it is giving. I change the references again. It's actually giving a new list here. In unmodifiable list, it's actually giving a new list, new unmodifiable list. That's why actually it's not working. Now, when I assign the reference here, see what is happening. Unsupported operation. When you change any references, right? When you change the values, it will throw exception that you can't modify it. So this is one way you can use appropriately. Not only this one, also you can, there is one more way actually where you can use. As I mentioned here, actually alpha, beta, gamma is there. You can convert them as a list, as an unmodified list as well. So that's where actually, let's say now names list. Now names, okay, list. String student names, student name list equals to, I want to convert this array instead of using any other method, I want to use a single line code where I can convert and return it. Whereas here, right? Whereas here I'm creating, no, whereas here I'm creating a new list and then I'm adding all to the list, right? Instead of this one, I want to directly convert them. So let's try that one. Private void convert to list using arrays. So here we are getting string student list. Okay. String array student list. Okay. I want to return list here. This is one way actually where you can convert. Simply there is arrays and as list. Okay, and then pass this student list object. So what it does, it also converts student list into an array of items to student. Let's return it. This also converts. This is a simple line. We are not instantiating anything like here. What we did here, like we are creating a first instance and then copying all the list to this one. Instead of doing this one, this method gives like a one liner. So let's actually use this one. I'm just creating separate methods so that actually you can follow like how I am doing it. If I comment it out actually each and everything, that code will be comment out, right? That's why actually I'm creating it. Okay. This also gives you the student list item. Let's say now it gives you all alpha, beta, gamma here. Because you are passing alpha, beta, gamma from this one, an array of items, and you can convert them using arrays.as list. And the beauty is this arrays.as list will give you a unmodifiable list. Let's see now. You want to change the names here. I'll change to 1 just to make simpler things. See, I'm getting student list here, right? I am trying to modify the student list in the student program. So here present awards. So whenever I try to add, it throwing unsupported operation. So arrays.list, that's the beauty of that one. Arrays.list will also give you arrays.list will give you arrays.as list will give you a unmodifiable list. Means you cannot do any further operations on this one. This arrays.list will give you unmodifiable list. This will give you unmodifiable list. Arrays.as list.